Well, welcome back everybody. Looks like today I got a unique situation. You ever wonder what it's like to have to rebuild your own water pump? Well, there's a first time for everything. First time for me as well. Water pumps, you're always able to go out and just buy a new one if you need to, or send it off and have it rebuilt, which is pretty rare too. But what I have here is a unique car. It's a 60 AMC Rambler. It has a 196 flathead 6-cylinder engine in it, and there is absolutely no water pumps available. There are no remans, no brand new ones, nothing. On eBay there is two people that claim that they're rebuilt water pumps. They wanted over $300 for one of these things, and then everything else was just used water pumps, pushing 60 to 100 bucks for a used one with no guarantee. It is possible a rebuilder, I could have taken the water pump and sent it to a water pump rebuilder and had him rebuild it, but it would have taken months, and you never know. What if it got lost in the mail, or they lost it or broke it, or who knows what, or if it still leaked. So here's the idea I got, and it was worth a shot. So what I did was a few years later, Rambler had a 199, I believe it was an overhead valve 6-cylinder engine, slightly bigger of course than 196. Water pump's a little bit different, but my thought was the shaft diameter may be the same size because it's still the 6-cylinder engine within the AMC family, and hopefully the internals would be fairly similar. So I bought the water pump online for $40. I got the water pump, and in the video I'll show me gutting it, taking it apart and swapping the parts out, and everything's worked out just fine. I just had to push the outer flange that the fan goes onto into the right position so the belt would line up and everything. And well, here's the video and we'll get to it. This is pretty nice. Look at this. So that's what it looks like when it's pressed out of there. This is the original one out of this pump. Pretty close to the same length. A little longer, but doesn't matter. I can always cut that off and even use the new bearing. But I need this. So I'm going to push this back out. So that's all empty. I don't even need this anymore. Go. Now, that slipped off real nice. So we got this all apart. Everything's out of here. This is what we're left with. And that's the seal right there. And there it is. There it is. So hopefully it's the same diameter. Looks like it might be. I need my mic. Check it, but that looks pretty good. And then this will slide right on there. So the bottom half is about the same. It's about the same, should be fine. There's the mark where the old one sat. I think that'll work out all right. So what I'll do is I'll press this on first. Actually, let me get my mic real quick. Now, let's try this. Try this bad boy. We're gonna check the measurements on these things, see how close they are. Yep, right at 80. These are both sides, 80. 80. So that should push in just perfectly. Now let's measure the seal that presses in. About 41. It's hard to say. It's at about 45. What I can do, I was hoping I could measure the inside diameter, but I don't have anything. Oh, I do have calipers. Let's measure this real quick. See, 25. 25. So these are exactly the same sizes, which I was hoping for. Now it looks like this might be a hair smaller than this one. I don't think it is, but usually you just need a few thousandths fitment. So $48, $42, $40, about the same there. See, it is tapered from here to here just a slight bit. So I'll measure near the top. 42, so they are the same. 42 maybe, near the top edge. This one, of course, has been used quite a bit. All right, why are my numbers changing? Yeah, this seal is everything. Because see, it's supposed to be, see, the seal should be connected in between. This bottom rubber piece and this top one should be connected with a spring around it. That's the part that wears out. The face of it looks fine. See, it's got rubber down in the middle of it. And it rubs on this face instead of on the face of this like it originally did. So this is a little better design. So Nice bearing and everything. I just trimmed the edge off to match this one. Right there, just trim it off of here and I can use all of it. All right, let's press this back in. Where we are. Yeah, we got a little ways to go. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So what I need to do is knock that seal in there first before I finish pushing this down. I gotta find a socket to fit that. Find a socket to fit this thing. Alright, so I ended up actually taking this off of the shaft after all because I wanted to put a little sealer around it. So I put the shaft in there now, got the new one in there. I'm going to push this down on here. Now I need to push down the outer ring of it. See, looks like it's on there. It went down in there. Oh, I don't know, I might run out of room here, shoot. check this thing out. This looks really nice. Spins really free. I got a super close gap, about an 1/8 inch or so between the impeller here and the housing, so it should get good water flow. This is seated about where it was in the beginning, depth-wise. So, and that spring's not fully compressed in there, so that'll work. And then I'll push this back on, and I'll set it to the correct height. Well, it's in there running. So far, no leaks. Look how smooth and quiet this thing is. That's pretty good. You know, the water pump looks really good. The belt alignment looks good. This is a neat little wagon, though. I've seen these built up as drag cars. They look pretty nice. Tiny little thing. That's it. The water pump fit in the car just fine. Of course, in the beginning, I didn't show me removing it or in the end installing it. But I can tell you that the water pump does not leak. That's the least of the problem with this thing. So it's slowly starting to run better and better all the time. Have to keep, you know, nickel and diming. Now it's the ignition system, but the coolant's flowing really well. It doesn't overheat. There are no coolant leaks, so that worked out for 40 bucks. I got a replacement water pump. You see now in the video, hopefully it's clear enough where you can see that you can press these apart yourself. And as long as that little spring seal inside of it, that's the heart of it, as long as that's the same diameter where you can push it back into your other pump, you should be fine. So so as long as the seal is the same diameter and the shaft is the same size, you could even reuse the old shaft if the bearing feels pretty good on it. That's what I had planned on in the beginning, but this one was brand new and it just needed to be trimmed off the edge a little bit, and that worked out just fine. So if you decide that you have to do something like that, have to do something like that and you have no other choice on a water pump, try to keep it in the same family. I would think that would help. 6 cylinders, 4 cylinders V8s could have different shaft sizes and bearing sizes, that sort of thing. The amount of belts that's on it, you know, the shaft would have to be thicker to handle that kind of tension on it. So, you know, just keep some of those things in mind, and you know, you might get lucky. 40 bucks is you know, not too bad. It's worth a shot, and it was a lot of fun to learn something and do it myself. That, you know, that's kind of part of the game too, is being able to do something yourself, get creative, and you know, that sort of thing. So I learned something new. Hopefully you learned something new, and I'll see you on the next one.